We all carry a secret ache, a hollow space within that echoes with the fear of being left behind. It's the sensation of abandonment, a universal human wound that, at its core, is a profound and unsettling absence. This isn't just about physical separation, it's the deeper, more insidious feeling of emotional disconnection, of being forgotten, unwanted, or simply unvalued. It can manifest as a quiet loneliness, a sharp pang of rejection, or a pervasive emptiness that colors our world. But what if the very creatures we share this planet with could offer us a unique lens through which to understand this deeply human experience? What if an animal, majestic and ancient, held the key to unlocking the mysteries of our own vulnerability and, perhaps, our capacity for healing? Get ready to explore the surprising parallels between human heartbreak and the profound emotional lives of some of Earth's most magnificent beings. The sensation of abandonment is a deeply ingrained human experience, a raw emotional wound that often goes unspoken but shapes us profoundly. It's not always about being physically left alone, more often, it's the emotional void that lingers, the feeling of being unheard, unloved, or simply not seen by those we depend on. From our earliest moments, humans are wired for connection. We're social creatures, and the absence of expected comfort, care, or validation can trigger a primal fear, a sense that our very survival is at risk. Think about how this feeling manifests in daily life. It might begin subtly, the child whose cries go unanswered for too long, slowly learning that their needs aren't a priority. Or the teenager who feels invisible to their busy parents, leading them to seek attention in less healthy ways. As adults, this wound can surface in myriad forms. Perhaps it's the partner who constantly feels like they're giving more than they receive, battling a gnawing sense of being unappreciated or overlooked. It could be the friend who feels consistently excluded from social gatherings, leading to a quiet retreat from their social circle. Or the employee whose efforts are never acknowledged, fostering a deep sense of disillusionment and isolation. This feeling isn't necessarily a dramatic event, it's often a slow erosion of trust and belonging. It can emerge from a parent's emotional unavailability, a partner's withdrawal, or even the loss of a shared dream. When we feel abandoned, our self-worth can plummet. We might start to question if we're enough, or if we're somehow inherently flawed, pushing others away before they can abandon us again. This can lead to a cycle of fear, anxiety, and even anger, impacting our ability to form secure attachments and trust others. We build walls, not realizing we're trapping ourselves inside them. The constant underlying worry about being left can make us cling too tightly or push away too fiercely, perpetuating the very pattern we dread. It's a silent battle fought in the heart, yet its repercussions echo loudly in our relationships and our sense of self. Now, let's turn our gaze from the intricate world of human emotions to one of nature's most magnificent and empathetic creatures, the elephant. These gentle giants are far more than just symbols of strength, they are beings of profound intelligence, complex social structures, and astonishing emotional depth, possessing a sophisticated understanding of their environment and each other. Their lives are meticulously organized around tight-knit family units, often extending across multiple generations, and always led by a wise and experienced matriarch. This female leader's knowledge of water sources, feeding grounds, and safe migratory paths is critical for the survival of the entire herd, underscoring the immense value placed on every individual, especially the elders. Within these highly cooperative groups, every elephant plays a vital, interconnected role. Calves are raised collectively, with aunts and older siblings, alamothers, actively participating in their care and protection. When danger looms, the herd forms a protective circle around the vulnerable young, a testament to their unwavering loyalty and unity. These bonds aren't merely practical arrangements for survival, they are forged through decades of shared existence, mutual support, and profound affection. Elephants engage in elaborate greetings when separated members reunite, often involving intertwined trunks, rumbling purrs, and even joyful trumpet blasts, expressing an almost overwhelming sense of relief and happiness. They touch and comfort one another during times of distress, using their trunks to stroke and reassure, displaying clear acts of compassion and support that are strikingly similar to human gestures of empathy. Their intricate communication, including infrasound calls imperceptible to the human ear, allows them to maintain cohesion across vast distances, reinforcing the constant awareness of each other's presence and well-being. However, it is in the face of loss that the elephant's emotional life truly resonates with the human experience of abandonment. When a member of their herd dies, particularly a key figure like the matriarch, a beloved calf, or a treasured elder, the remaining elephants exhibit behaviors that are strikingly similar to human mourning. They will often linger over the body for days, sometimes even weeks, touching it gently with their trunks and feet, pushing at it, and vocalizing softly, almost as if trying to rouse their fallen comrade. There are documented cases of elephants covering the deceased with branches and dirt, an act that many interpret as a form of burial ritual. Scientists have observed elephants returning to the skeletal remains of their fallen kin years later, seemingly acknowledging their presence, running their trunks along the bones, and demonstrating a long-lasting, almost sacred memory of their loved ones. This persistent remembrance highlights the depth of their familial ties and the enduring impact of loss. Their grief is palpable and collective. Elephants that have lost a close family member can appear withdrawn, quiet, and even depressed. They might reduce their food intake, move more slowly, become less responsive to their surroundings, and show clear signs of emotional distress that ripple through the entire herd, affecting the group's overall mood and activity levels. This isn't just a basic biological reaction to a death, it's a profound testament to the deep attachments they form and the agonizing pain they experience when those vital connections are severed. The absence of a cherished member leaves a gaping void, disrupting the herd's dynamics, weakening its collective knowledge, and creating a pervasive sense of loss that mirrors the deep sense of abandonment we feel when someone important leaves our lives, leaving an empty space that can be hard to fill. The powerful and poignant image of an elephant standing vigil over a fallen comrade, sometimes for days on end, is a vivid and heartbreaking reminder that the agony of absence and the profound pain of loss are not solely a human burden. The striking parallels between the human experience of abandonment and the elephant's profound reaction to loss are not mere coincidences, they are resonant echoes of a shared, deep-seated instinct for connection and the subsequent pain of its absence. When we observe an elephant lingering over a deceased herd member, gently touching, nudging, and vocalizing, we are witnessing a raw, unfiltered expression of grief that mirrors our own. It's the same primal ache of emptiness that a human feels when a loved one is gone, a hollow space left behind by a cherished presence. Consider the human child who cries inconsolably when their parent leaves, even for a short time. This isn't just about missing comfort, it's a deep-seated anxiety, a fear of being alone and unprotected. Now, picture an elephant calf separated from its mother. The panic, the frantic calls, the desperate search, these are not just instinctual responses to danger, but an immediate and profound sense of abandonment. Both scenarios highlight a fundamental biological imperative, the need for secure attachment for survival and well-being. The long-term effects also draw a clear line between our species. Just as a human who experiences early abandonment might struggle with trust, attachment issues, or a pervasive sense of loneliness throughout life, an elephant that has witnessed profound loss or been separated from its family often displays signs of trauma. These elephants can become withdrawn, aggressive, or struggle to integrate into new social structures. The memory of the lost bond, the ghost of the missing presence, continues to influence their behavior and emotional state. Their deep social intelligence and long-term memory mean that the void left by a departed loved one is not easily filled or forgotten. This isn't to say that elephants experience complex emotions in precisely the same way humans do, but the core pattern of pain, disorientation, and prolonged sadness in response to significant loss or absence is undeniable. The elephant's capacity for mourning serves as a powerful metaphor for our own vulnerability to the feeling of abandonment. It illustrates that the need for connection, the reliance on others for emotional and physical security, is a fundamental blueprint woven into the fabric of social mammals. We both suffer deeply when those vital threads are broken, revealing a universal truth: to be social is to risk the pain of solitude, but also to possess the immense capacity for empathy and enduring love. The elephant, in its sorrow, becomes a mirror, reflecting the most vulnerable parts of our human hearts. The profound similarities between human and elephant responses to loss and separation aren't merely anecdotal. They are rooted in fundamental biological and psychological mechanisms shared by many social mammals. The feeling of abandonment, whether experienced by a human child or an elephant calf, triggers similar alarm bells in the brain, indicating a threat to well-being and even survival. At the heart of this shared experience lies the concept of attachment. From a psychological perspective, attachment theory posits that humans, from infancy, develop strong emotional bonds with caregivers for security and development. When these bonds are threatened or severed, it activates deeply wired systems in the brain related to distress and fear. Similarly, elephants, with their intensely social structures, form powerful attachments within their herds. The absence of a key member, especially a mother or matriarch, represents a profound disruption to their sense of safety and belonging. From a neurobiological standpoint, research points to the role of certain brain regions and neurochemicals. The limbic system, a primitive part of the brain responsible for emotion, memory, and motivation, is well developed in both humans and elephants. This system, particularly areas like the amygdala, involved in fear and emotion, and the hippocampus, memory, plays a crucial role in processing social bonds and the pain of their loss. When a social bond is broken, these areas can become highly active, leading to feelings of anxiety, sadness, and even physical discomfort, a sensation often referred to as a broken heart. Furthermore, the hormone oxytocin, often called the love hormone or bonding hormone, is present in both species. Oxytocin plays a vital role in social bonding, trust, and empathy. When social connections are strong and stable, oxytocin levels tend to be higher, fostering feelings of warmth and security. Conversely, the abrupt withdrawal of a significant social presence can disrupt this delicate neurochemical balance, leading to increased stress hormones, like cortisol, and feelings of distress. This shift in brain chemistry underlies the emotional and even physical symptoms of abandonment and grief observed in both humans and elephants. While human research delves into the complexities of psychological trauma and coping mechanisms, ethologists studying elephants have observed clear signs of stress and altered behavior following loss, consistent with what we understand about the neurobiology of grief. The capacity for deep social bonds and the subsequent suffering when those bonds are severed is a testament to the evolutionary importance of connection. Our brains, much like those of elephants, are wired to seek and maintain these vital social relationships, making the experience of abandonment a deeply painful, yet fundamentally shared, biological reality. Understanding the science behind abandonment makes the connection between humans and elephants clearer, but it's in the real-world examples, the small and large moments of life, that these parallels truly resonate. These are the mini-stories that reveal the universal nature of the pain of absence. Consider Clara, a vibrant young woman who, despite being surrounded by friends and family, often felt an inexplicable emptiness. Her parents were physically present during her childhood, but emotionally distant, frequently absorbed in their own busy lives. Clara learned early on not to bother them with her feelings, developing a quiet self-reliance. As an adult, she struggled with relationships, finding it hard to fully trust intimacy. Whenever a partner seemed even slightly withdrawn or busy, Clara would instinctively pull back, feeling a familiar knot in her stomach, the ghost of that childhood abandonment. She wasn't consciously thinking, "They're leaving me," but her body and emotions reacted as if she were that small, unheard child once more, a primal fear of being left to fend for herself, emotionally alone. Now, let's look at a documented case from an elephant sanctuary. After the tragic death of Tina, a beloved matriarch who had led her herd for decades, her entire family exhibited profound changes. One younger female, named Asha, who was particularly close to Tina, stopped eating for several days. She would stand silently by the matriarch's resting place, occasionally reaching out with her trunk, emitting soft, mournful rumbles. The other elephants in the group would gently nudge her, trying to encourage her to move or eat, but Asha remained despondent. Her usual playful energy vanished, replaced by a palpable sadness. It took weeks, and a consistent, patient support of the remaining herd members, for Asha to slowly begin to re-engage with her environment, demonstrating how deeply the loss of a foundational figure can impact even these strong animals. Another subtle human example: imagine a group of friends planning an outing. Everyone is texting excitedly, ideas are flowing, but then the conversation shifts to a private chat, and suddenly, you're no longer included. The plans solidify without your input, and you only learn the final details passively. It's not an intentional exclusion, perhaps, but that small moment of being left out can trigger a familiar pang. It's the subtle echo of the elephant separated from the main herd, feeling that sudden, chilling isolation, a silent question forming: am I still part of the group? Do I still belong? These examples, whether human or elephant, speak to a fundamental truth. The pain of absence, the fear of being truly alone, is an intrinsic part of being a social being. From the vast African plains to the bustling city, the feeling of abandonment, in its many forms, is a profound and shared experience, deeply rooted in our innate need for connection and belonging. Understanding the profound emotional life of the elephant, and seeing how its experience of loss mirrors our own sensation of abandonment, offers us far more than just a fascinating biological parallel. It provides a powerful mirror, reflecting fundamental truths about our own humanity and offering invaluable lessons for growth, self-compassion, and connection. The first lesson from the elephant is the sheer importance of connection. Elephants thrive in their herds; their survival, well-being, and even emotional stability are deeply intertwined with the strength of their social bonds. This reminds us that as humans, our need for belonging is not a weakness, but a fundamental strength. When we feel abandoned, it's not a flaw in us, but a signal that a vital need for connection might be unmet. Recognizing this can shift us from self-blame to a more compassionate understanding of our own emotional architecture. Secondly, elephants teach us about resilience and the process of healing. While their grief is profound, the remaining herd members often provide comfort, support, and a sense of continued belonging, helping the grieving individual to slowly re-engage with life. This underscores the critical role of social support in navigating our own feelings of abandonment. Reaching out, allowing others to offer solace, and actively participating in healthy relationships are crucial steps towards mending the emotional wounds. It's a powerful reminder that even in our deepest pain, we are not truly alone if we allow ourselves to be seen and supported. Finally, the elephant's unwavering loyalty and long memory remind us to cherish our existing bonds and to be present within them. In a world that often encourages individualism, the elephant stands as a majestic testament to the power and necessity of community. When we understand that our feeling of abandonment stems from a primal wiring for connection, we can approach our own relationships with greater intentionality, empathy, and gratitude. It encourages us to cultivate healthy attachments, to communicate our needs, and to be a source of consistent presence for those we care about. Ultimately, by embracing this shared vulnerability with the elephant, we gain profound self-knowledge. The pain of abandonment, while difficult, becomes a guide, directing us toward what we truly value: love, belonging, and authentic connection. It's an invitation to heal, to build stronger bridges, and to remember that even in the face of loss, our capacity for connection remains our greatest strength. So, what have we learned from the gentle giants of the plains? The profound and universal pain of abandonment, a feeling deeply etched into the human heart, finds a powerful echo in the majestic elephant. Their grieving rituals, their unwavering loyalty, and their deep distress in the face of loss remind us that the need for connection isn't just a human sentiment, it's a fundamental blueprint of social existence. By understanding this shared vulnerability, we are given a unique lens through which to view our own emotional landscapes. The elephant's sorrow becomes a mirror, showing us that our desire for belonging is natural, and the pain of its absence, though difficult, is a testament to our immense capacity for love. How might truly understanding this connection change the way you see your own needs for belonging, or the way you connect with others?